Hello, friends. Welcome again to our study for this week. We've been looking at God is a God to be known, knowing God. Week 2 of our study in growing in a relationship with God. My name is Dwain Esmond, and again, it's great. I'm excited and blessed to be with you today. And so I want us to we're looking today at something called holiness. Now, this concept is one that we don't really talk about today. It's not fashionable. People talk about faith, they talk about love, they talk about grace, they talk about everything else. But holiness is one of those concepts that most people who even claim to follow Jesus Christ or God really don't focus on. Yet, the Bible declares that God is holy. That's the title of our study today. God is holy. Among his many attributes, none of them would be effectual were it not for the fact that he is holy, that there is no evil in him, that there is no darkness in him, that there is no sin in him, that there's nothing untoward, nothing machinating that is negative about God. And that's what gives added power to the good attributes of his love and his kindness and his forgiveness and his grace. It is the fact that it's all in its purest, most perfect form. It's not contaminated like our love and our grace and the things that we do contaminated by sin. That does not exist with God. His holiness sanctifies every characteristic in him and takes it to its nth degree of perfection. That's why it's so hard sometimes for us to even understand the holiness of God or any of his attributes. It's so high above who we are. When we look at the Bible, several scriptures that are mentioned today remind us of the holiness of God. Leviticus 20:26, thus you are to be holy, for I, the Lord, am holy. So I want you to be holy because I'm holy. That's number one. 1 Samuel 2 and verse 2, there is no one holy like the Lord. Indeed, there is no one besides you. His holiness is by itself. There's nobody else even on the radar screen of God's holiness, right? Of Christ, of the holiness of God, the holiness also of his son. Isaiah 57 and verse 15, for thus says the high and exalted one who lives forever, whose name is holy. Even his name is holy. And in the original Hebrew and the original languages, they didn't even want to mention God. The word for God was not spoken. It was so holy, right? It was one that people reverenced very, very carefully. Ezekiel 38 and verse 23, I will magnify myself, sanctify myself, and make myself known in the sight of many nations, and they will know that I am the Lord. God says, I'm going to let myself be known to men and women because I am not like anything else. I'm holy. I'm holy. When the Bible describes God's as the epitome of holiness, it means that he is completely void of anything that would separate, anything that would contaminate him. He is separate from evil in every sense. And when he says that he is love, his love is the purest love ever. When he says that he is omnipotent and all-powerful, he's not a tyrant. He is a God whose holiness tempers the love expressed in his power, right? When it says that he is omniscient, he's not machinating. He's not trying to think up ways to mess people up like some of the most rich and powerful people do today. God is not like that. God is a God who focuses his attention on our well-being and making sure that we know that he is always acting in our best interest. God is holy. Ellen White, when she saw him in vision, she cried out, glory, glory, glory. Revelation chapter 4 and verse 8, the angels cry, holy, holy, holy. Because whenever you come into the presence of God, whether you're Moses or Isaiah or Ezekiel or Daniel, you feel undone. You feel like you are not worthy to be there. The holiness of God. That's our focus for today. And I hope you're blessed.